Now, what I wanted to talk about was contentment or satisfaction. I think this is the feeling that most of us are actually looking for in our businesses and in our lives. And it can be quite elusive. And when we find it, it's an amazing feeling. It's that sort of warmth rising up through your body and making everything feel worthwhile and as if it's coming together. And the reason I'm talking about this now is that last Friday afternoon, when I downed tools and went back to being a mum for the weekend, I had the most amazing feeling of satisfaction. And it was that feeling of a job well done. I'd been working hard on both businesses, but mainly on dynamic Krav Maga all week, and balancing that with family life. And it just felt like everything had come together. And I felt amazing. And what it led me to thinking over the weekend was, what are the elements that made everything come together in such a way that I felt really good about myself and really positive about my business? And because everybody likes lists of words that start with the same letter, I've managed to get it into 5 C's, so I'm quite pleased with myself. So I'm going to quickly go through the 5 C's that I think are the elements that we all need to put in place to have that ultimate feeling of satisfaction in a job well done in our businesses and in our lives. So we're going to start off with connection, pure and simple. This is that amazing feeling that comes from genuine partnerships that involve support, that touch you as a person, and that allow you to be able to both question and plan and enthuse and laugh, all of these things coming together. And that's the most incredible feeling. So I, like many people, when I started up in business, I was desperate to make connections everywhere, to grow my network. And what I've realised increasingly is that I am narrowing those connections down to the people who personally make me feel satisfied, that I want to work with, that I like, that I have similar values and ethos to, and that genuinely I feel that we are filling a position in each other's lives. And so that partnership and support and the personal element are really important. The second part of the 5 C's is challenge. And this is that feeling that every week, every day, we are testing ourselves, we're improving ourselves as a person, and that we're upskilling. So this might be learning a new skill, developing an asset for your business, testing yourself, achieving something that you've never managed to do before. But it's really important. It's that feeling that personally you are growing as well. Thirdly, care. That sense of giving. We talk about adding value in business all the time. And unfortunately, because it's talked about so often, it's become a little bit of a cliche, I think, now. But truly adding value means giving to people. It means making somebody else's life and experience better, just because you want to. And then fourthly, change. May Dynamics, the word dynamics is all about change. That's obviously our ultimate purpose in life. We want your business, your life to be better at the end of this week than it was at the end of last week. But it's really important for everybody moving forward, that sense of improvement. Now that might be that you've cleaned out the kitchen pantry at home, or it might be that you've implemented a new system at work, or it might be that you've trained a new staff member and you've got a great sense that your future life will be better than your past life. But change is vital. And then lastly, and this is particularly for me, I think this is really important, and everybody's values are different. This is key for me. I've got a very strong work ethic, but to me, commitment. And part of that is the balance between work and family life. That sense of, I did that. I personally went out and created something that would not have existed, could not have happened if I hadn't contributed my time and my effort to making it happen. So, very quickly in summary, connection, challenge, care, change and commitment, the 5 C's. And then I thought about, just very briefly, the way these came into my life last week was the connection part. I think I had 5 meetings, a daily meeting, and I met with some amazing people, shared some great introductions, but probably more importantly from that connection point of view, I was able to receive and give advice in a way that was meaningful and have support and have honest and open questions and conversations with people. Secondly, challenge. I had to work very hard working on our membership system and some changes to the way that had all been organised, as well as designing quite a lot of new systems for the business. Thirdly, for me, it was care. A lot of the week was spent talking to our individual students, a lot of whom are struggling at the moment, both financially, but also with changes to the way their lives are. And being able to work out how to support and give to them in a way that's meaningful was really important. And vitally, that doesn't involve necessarily giving away anything which affects you financially. We talk about giving our time. Sometimes you just need a little bit of imagination to work out what that person needs. So, for example, one of the things that the Krav Maga network can give is that amazing sense of community and support. So if you have a FIFO worker, for example, who's away from their family for weeks at a time, knowing that there's a Krav Maga school back home, actively looking out for that family, ready to turn up if there are any issues on the doorstep, not to do damage, but just to offer support, is absolutely key. And it can be one of the reasons that our members are so loyal and feel that Krav Maga is a family as opposed to just a hobby that they do. Fourthly, change. We had a huge change last week by not only fitting out the premise, but also designing all our COVID plans and implementing all of those. So, it was one of those weeks I, to be honest, got to the end of and thought, well, how did I do all that? So there's a sense of real pride in that. And lastly, that sense of commitment, the balance between work and life. For me, it was really powerful because Monday was all about my daughter having an operation, and we spent the day in hospital with her. So to be able to say, lay aside a day to do what's really important for family, the afternoons to do what's important for my daughters, and then the rest of the time to truly dedicate to making the businesses viable, was that amazing sense of, wow, I did what was important to me and I achieved something. So I hope that if you are trying to get that Friday feeling, that amazing glow of satisfaction and contentment, that you will consider trying to work through making sure that you've got connection, challenge, care, change and commitment in every week. And I'm sure it will help you. Thank you all.